Welcome to another Ondo update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. And if you want access to our Discord server, like and subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying this video. So Ondo is currently going down, which should not be a surprise to you, considering the fact that we completed the C wave of this third wave right here. So the third wave seems to be in. We got to the 2.618 extension of this 1-2 setup right here. So yeah, that's enough for the third wave, which means that right now we're getting the fourth wave, and this is the support zone for the fourth wave. Ondo should get somewhere between $1.46 and $1.06. We should not get above $1.06 because that's the 50% extension, and if we drop below that low, I mean, the invalidation zone for this whole structure is right here at about 83 cents. If we drop below this low, it's over for our low for this cipher in my opinion. So yeah, we should not drop below 83 cents or whatever this is right here. That would also put us below the bar binding support band, and that would not be great. Now of course, I'm not expecting that to happen, but you know, anything could happen in crypto, so you have to know all of these scenarios that could happen. Now let me explain this chart to you again in case you did not watch my previous videos. So when the coin was launched, it formed a first wave move to the upside. This whole thing is the first wave move. And what happened right here was the second wave move down. As you can see, Ondo got to the 50% expansion of the first wave, and it found support here multiple times. It found support here, here, and here. And then it bounced, which was not unexpected, considering the fact that whenever the price reacts to the support zone, that's what you should buy, at least in my opinion. It's not financial advice. And what happened after we got the second wave move down right here? Well, we formed the 1-2 setup, and then we formed an A-B structure, and this was the A-B structure of the third wave right there. Then we formed the C wave of the A-B structure, and yeah, this is where we are at right now. We're up here, and I'm expecting to get a short correction, and then we should still get another high in the fifth wave, and that could put us like, let's say, I don't know, about $2.50, somewhere around that region. And that will complete the first wave of the third wave right here. Now, what is this third wave? Well, that's the third wave of this big 1-2 setup, and the minimum target for the third wave is at $11.17. Now keep in mind that's only the minimum target, and this could overextend to the 2.272 extension, maybe the 2.618 extension, but I don't know, that's a bit too much. I think the 2.272, I mean, this is realistic, but the 2.618 is a bit too unrealistic, but you never know. Like I said, the minimum target is about $11 for the third wave. Now, of course, I'm not expecting the third wave to end the cycle. We will still need a fourth wave move down and a fifth wave move up. And I believe the cycle will end in, let's say, October to November of 2025. Before I talk about that, let me talk about the third wave move. So like I said, these 5 waves right here would only complete the first wave of that third wave move. And then after that, we will need a second wave move down. This could be a deep correction. I'm not sure when to expect this, but it should happen next year, not right now. We should still get another high very, very soon. And after this, we will get a third wave of a third wave, and this will be the most bullish move of the cycle. The third wave of the third wave is always the most bullish move, so I'm expecting this to happen maybe in February to March of 2025. Then we'll get a fourth wave move down, probably in April or so, and then in May we get the fifth wave move up. That completes the main third wave, and as you know, or maybe you don't know this quote, sell in May and go away. Now, why do people say that? Well, because the summer of crypto is always boring, and if you have been around in the previous cycles, you will know that altcoins always drop in June and July. So this could be the perfect time to get a fourth wave move down after we complete the third wave. And then at the end of the year, when Bitcoin starts going up again and the altcoins wake up again, that's when we get the fifth wave right here, and that's when we get to about, let's say, $30, maybe $40. Nobody really knows how high this will go. This all depends on how high Bitcoin goes, and right now I'm expecting Bitcoin to get to about 255k by the end of the cycle, maybe 300k. And keep in mind, if you think that's crazy, I have been predicting that Bitcoin will be at about 100k by the end of this year, since we were down here, and when we were down here, people were also calling me crazy, so maybe I'm not crazy, maybe I'm just right, you know? Going back to the Ondo chart, I want to look at the RSI. And first, let's look at the 4-hour RSI. I believe this is very important. So we are currently not oversold, which means that we could continue going down for the time being, maybe to the 0.382 extension. That would be enough for the fourth wave. And that would put us at the oversold territory on the 4-hour. I cannot want to see the price do that because the last time we got to the oversold territory on the 4-hour was down here when Ondo was at about 57 cents. So getting to that oversold territory is actually very bullish, and yeah, I want to see that happen very, very soon. Now, if we look at the 1-hour chart, I mean, we are already oversold. We were oversold, but the 1 hour is not really that important. However, if you look at the daily chart, we were extremely overbought up here. The RSI was at about 86, and right now we have dropped about, let's say, about 40 cents. And the RSI is no longer overbought, which is extremely good. We needed to cool off on the daily. And yeah, we'll see if this continues. I'm expecting it to continue, honestly, but you never know. Now, if you go on the weekly RSI, here we also got to the overbought territory. However, there's nothing too crazy, considering the fact that the coin was just launched, like at the beginning of this year, so, And also, this is only the weekly RSI, this is not the monthly RSI, so things are still looking good, considering the fact that Ondo got to a new all-time high right here, and the RSI barely went to the overbought on the weekly, so we could obviously get to higher prices in 2025. And I also want to talk about Bitcoin dominance for a second. I believe what's happening right now is very, very important. And I know Bitcoin dominance is boring and nobody cares, but trust me, this is the most important thing that we need to watch right now. And I'm not even overreacting, like this is very, very important and you need to know this. So what do I want to tell you? Well, first, keep in mind that in the previous cycle, we also got the 0.618 extension of the previous high right here, and that's when Bitcoin dominance stopped. And what do you know? In this cycle, we got to the 0.618 extension of this high right here, and we started going down. We got rejected by that level. Now, of course, the price got above that, which was unexpected, but still, Bitcoin downers reacted to the 0.618 extension, and yeah, I think this is the top right here. Now, why do I think it's the top? Well, for that, I needed to look at what happened in the previous cycles. First, I want to start with the 2016 cycle, and for this, I want to put the Bitcoin halving dates on the chart. So, as you can see, in 2016, we had a halving in July. 230 days after that halving, Bitcoin dominance pretty much started going down like crazy, and this is when we started the first altcoin season ever. Keep that in mind, 230 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance started going down a lot. Now let's continue with the 2020 cycle. Here we had a halving in May of 2020, and exactly 230 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance started going down, the exact same number of days as this right here. Now let's continue with this cycle. In this cycle, we had a halving about 220 days ago. And what do you know? 220 days after the halving, Bitcoin dominance started going down, just like it did it in 2020 cycle and just like it did it in 2016 cycle. Is this a coincidence? Well, maybe, but there's something else you need to know. And that is the fact that we just had a cross on the bull market support band right here, and that was about 10 days ago. Now let me go on the daily for this so you can understand what I'm talking about. So the red line went above the green line on the bull market support band, and this usually means that Bitcoin dominance is about to go down. Now let me show you why. If you look at what happened in the 2020 cycle, here we also had a cross on the bull market support band. And at first we did not really do anything. We actually tested the bull market support band many times. We got rejected many times. And then 48 days after we had the cross right here, where the red line went above the green line, Bitcoin dominance started to drop like crazy. Now, what happened in 2016? Well, the exact same thing. If you look at this, we also had a cross right here. Bitcoin dominance tested the bull market support band, it got rejected, and exactly 48 days after the cross, Bitcoin dominance started dropping, exactly like in 2020. Is this a coincidence as well? I don't know, there are way too many coincidences right here, but this is just speculation after all. And if we copy what we did in this cycle, and there is a chance that in this cycle we copy what we did in 2020 cycle and in the 2016 cycle, And if we do that, then there is a chance that Bitcoin dominance will try testing the bull market support line first, and then we will get rejected by it, and that's what starts the real altcoin season. So if we go sideways for another month or so, don't be surprised. However, going sideways on the Bitcoin dominance chart does not mean that the altcoins cannot go up. Whenever Bitcoin dominance goes sideways, that's when Bitcoin and the altcoins go up together. So this is not bearish, this is actually looking very, very good for the altcoin market. And I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to get a drop like this right here next month in January. I mean, that would only make sense. That would be 48 days after the cross. And if you remember, 48 days after the cross in 2020, we had a huge correction on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And same thing happened in 2016. So we'll see if these things just repeat. Obviously, it looks like they will because we are just copying what we did in the previous 2 cycles, but you never know. Maybe this cycle is different. Me personally, I don't think it's different, but who knows. And we'll see what happens with Ondo. This coin obviously has potential to go up way more. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. And if you want access to our Discord server, consider liking the video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.